processed foods are things like white bread, cakes, pastries, all these sorts of things that seem like such a good idea at the time, but really they aren't. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at some alternatives today, some things that you might have seen on shelves and thought, what the beats that, or you've been a bit afraid of how to go about cooking it, or just thought, what the hell's that, and just walked straight past it. So first of all, we're going to have a look at some grains here today, from all around the world, and these are all, by the way, really, really reasonably priced. Well, that one is. We'll come back to this little fella, but he's got added benefits. You know, he might be small in size, a little bit on the expensive size, but yeah, we'll come back to him. Come back to that one, and well, you all know that is. It's potato, so we'll talk about that at the end. So first of all, couscous. Couscous is actually made out of semolina, which is a type of wheat. So with all of these, actually, with this grain and these two here, you've got to be careful if you've got any intolerances. So if you've got any wheat intolerances, just check it out. I don't know. Make sure that they're okay for you. This grain, it's eaten a lot in Africa, Turkey actually as well as this little fella. And it's very much part of the staple diet. Absolutely, low in cholesterol. It's a great carbohydrate. It fills you up, and again, it's this idea of slow release in your body. So it will keep off the hunger pangs for ages. And it's really, really bulky when cooked as well. So it will feed more than it'll feed you for more than one day, or it might feed a family if you have one. So we're going to show you how to cook that little fella today. This one here. This is bulgur wheat. Let's have a look at this. There you go. And also with bulgur wheat, you might have heard of cracked wheat. You say potato, I say potato. But there's hardly any difference between them other than one's cracked when it's raw, hence cracked wheat, and bulgur wheat's actually cracked after it's been par-cooked as well. So bulgur wheat's actually bit easier to cook. I love my basmati, don't get me wrong, but again, thinking about fibre, thinking about getting your gut really clean, getting your intestine all cleaned out, keeping you nice and regular as well. Brown rice is fantastic for that. So that's brown rice. Now this is a bit of an exotic fella, a little bit more expensive than the other ones. You might have gone into the supermarket or shop and seen something and thought, quinoa? Quinoa, it's Q-U at the beginning, don't ask me to spell right now, I'll show you later, but it's actually pronounced, and I love it because I'm a bit of a Mrs. Bouquet, but it's called quinoa. Lovely. And although this is absolutely high in protein, so it's really, really good, especially if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, to actually put this in your diet, but you don't use it in the same way. You probably have a handful of it after it's cooked, and you pop it into something as well. Very, very low in carbohydrate, this particular grain. Another grain close to my heart. Wine. Don't beat yourself up about having occasional glasses of wine. Everything in moderation. That's the ticket, I know. It's difficult for us all, but you should never beat yourself up when you're looking at changing your diet at all, because things take time and it shouldn't be scary, and everybody's got to start somewhere, and so just give it time, just try different things and just get into the pattern of eating in a healthy manner. The good old-fashioned potato, this has been fueling us for centuries. It's very, very good for you. It's the controversial potato, and I don't like it. People say that it makes you fat if you eat too much of it. If you eat too much of anything, it's going to make you fat. Apparently, it's got quite high sugars in it, so it can cause sugar spikes. So when you go to see your dietitian, ask them about potatoes and whether they're actually something that you should be eating a lot of. There are alternatives, and the sweet potato, which you'd have seen, it's sort of got quite orange skin. the sweet potato, it's orange, and that has much less sugar spikes within your system, so it's much better for you to eat. No. No, 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 no. No. Incredibly processed. Again, but I'm not, I mean, you know, these little fingers are not fun, okay? So just stay away from them. They are completely refined. There's absolutely no natural ingredients. Most of the actual chocolate in them isn't actually chocolate. It's got such little derivative of chocolate. It shouldn't even be called chocolate. They're not good for you. You eat them, and what happens is your sugar levels spike through the roof, and dietitians will tell you this in much more medical detail. But then what will happen is your energy levels will slump directly after, and you'll feel hungry again, and they're not good for you. They make you fat, and they're bad for your teeth and all the other things that we all know about. So really try hard. Don't deny yourself. Again, it's just like falling on and off the wagon. Have the occasional bit, but everything, try to sort of regulate yourself and get everything back in moderation again. We all know it's not rocket science about, you know, what makes a good snack. Things like dried fruit, nuts. Again, a handful of this. So say you've had your porridge in the morning, you're getting a bit peckish around 11 o'clock. What you could do, you pack yourself a banana, you know, great source of energy, full of potassium, especially if you're a bird. Nuts, grab a handful of nuts, a handful of dried fruit, and that will absolutely fill you through till lunchtime. Just brilliant. You can go to a supermarket. Cashews, they're about £1.89 for a bag. Raisins, about 80p for a bag. If you go to a really good place to buy them, so not necessarily a supermarket, but a dry fruit and nut store, you can get a really good variety and mix your own at home. Shove it in a airtight container, and you've got it. I hope that you've learned something here, just about the importance of whole food, about the realisation that it's really, really easy to deal with, the fact that it's completely healthful, but more than anything else, and I cannot stress this, the most important thing to us is relationships with other people, and food actually creates that. Cook a meal, sit down with people, friends, family, whatever it is, and put some of the things today that I've taught you to practice. Thank you very much. As Nigella would do, I've just prepared a chicken in my gracious oven. It's just been brought to my attention as well. I just want you to know that absolutely no animals have been hurt during this programme. That large pink thing that I had on my back was very, very synthetic. Thank you.